Hello, internet friends, and welcome. That's number 181. Did I say to episode number? I think I did. It was in there somewhere. I have no idea what just happened. But this is going to be a little bit different of a show. My name's Adam K, aka Bay, as it is typically the same. But a bit more of a... not a holdover type, but it actually works out really well in this spot that if you're listening to this on audio only, then hit me up on Twitter. Or if, of course, if you're on YouTube, then post a comment down below. Or if you're live on the show right now, you've got the first-hand experience and ability to let us know feedback and things on the show today. We're going to go over some updates, some giveaways, where you'll find those, some things across the channel. And if you want to help influence the BFA Spec shows, which are starting next week and the next 36 or so weeks into the future, barring some special community things, that is, of course, the point of the show today. I'm joined by my manager face. Hi, Z.
Hello.
We haven't done a show like this in well over a year. You remember that?
Yeah, it was like November of 17, I think.
Yep. I do believe I have.
Yeah.
I was looking at it before the show. Let me go back and look. Hold on. Let me transfer scenes here. So we had episode number 157, the year-end 2017 channel updates with you and me.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was
That was actually my favorite show to date.
Why? Because you were on it?
Yes.
Oh, well, that doesn't... What? I don't know if that's... Is that fair? Can you say that?
Absolutely fair.
Oh.
I just did, so no taking it back now.
All right, well...
I mean, it's the only ones I watch, so...
Is it? Wait.
Yep.
You watched back your own show?
No, I mean, like, the only ones I watch live.
Okay. Wait.
I kid. I show up in chat, I mod, I help.
Chat's asking... Oh, Chewbacca's asking, is that the cool Tyrion necklace?
Yes, the Jaina necklace.
There you go. I didn't bring this up because we'll be sort of going through all these things during the show today and sort of having a more relaxed, like the show notes that I have prepared for. I'll scroll through them. Hey, let's do this real quick. So there's nothing in these show notes. Quite literally nothing. Because what I'm going to be doing is I want to take feedback during the show today and sort of build up what sort of questions and ideas. And again, if you're on audio only, hit me up on Twitter. Or if you're in the YouTube comments down below, then let me know. Because the Spec show is coming up as the main purpose of what I would like to see and talk about and sort of find out what you would like to be talked about. Because I'm not doing guide-based stuff anymore. Like the sections of the show that were just like, what kind of talent builds are you running? Are going to be about as deep as we go in guide-oriented stuff. I want to just have discussions about every single spec. So that's the one thing that Z and I have been trying to figure out and get a gauge on is where and what viewers and listeners would like to have my guests talk about. So that's the current state of where we are. But I think to start out with, I don't know if Z has anything like randomly prepared that she wants to drop on the show that I don't know about that we can talk about for announcements and things, because I have a bunch of stuff we can get into. Up to you. Do you want this first?
Nothing pre-prepared to drop like crazy announcements. I'm going to be at a couple events coming up, like Call of Duty World League in a couple weekends in Fort Worth. And at the end of the month, I'll be at PAX East. And maybe some other people will be there too. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, that's really the life of the Zillions is.
Are we...
What's the next event?
Oh, well, that's true. I was wondering about if I was going to be doing... This year might be up to like 8 different trips. And then I was looking at if I do all of those this year, next year... Maybe 2. I was like, maybe 2. Because right now, if I do Because, yeah, you're doing PAX East, which I may be attending as well. Then there's possibles of PAX West. There's TwitchCon. There's BlizzCon. There is a undisclosed con. There's one actually here in Orlando that I was going to go to. There is the St. Jude Play Live event. That's 7. There was one more, unless I can't count, which is very possible.
I mean, you already went to London, so that kind of counts as a
did already go.
Trip.
Yep, yeah. The Red Bull Gaming Sphere in London for the Race to World First, which there may be another Race to World First for Jara. So that might be what I was. Yep, that might be later on in August, September this year. Yep. So, yeah, cool. See you in Boston. Yeah.
I really like the secret con, or the I can't tell you about it con. That one's my favorite.
You're doing that on purpose, aren't you?
Yeah, actually, it is 100% on purpose.
Wait, Sage Con, Preach Con, Kin Con. Cool.
We're gonna have a Texas con. Everyone's gonna come to Odessa, Texas, and all the gamers that have nothing else to do are gonna just come hang out. We're gonna barbecue and have like a halfway through the year BlizzCon. It'll be a good times. Everyone's invited. Texas Con, we're gonna call it, except it's in the middle of nowhere, Texas.
Texas Con, but
Texas Con.
The barbecue should be good there, though. Hopefully, right?
Well, we'll be making it ourselves.
Yeah. Final Con. Well, it would be called
here first.
No, it has to be typed out like that, like a Baycon, and then sponsored by. Well, it'd be like Corsair, Elgato, but then also by Bacon. We think of like a bacon company. That would be the best thing ever.
Nice.
Yep. Adam K, aka Con. I don't know about that one. We'll see. You kind of
are really fun though.
James, keep that to yourself. Bacon and eggs. So we'll have posts about that, mostly on Twitter and Facebook, depending on like which ones I'm going to. Because in case anyone is going to these other conventions and wants to meet up and take a terrible selfie, grab a hug, something like that, then that would be doable. But I wanted to make sure I sort of opened the show a little differently today because I'm not doing like the super, rigid opening. I don't have like an opening roll or something like that. But I want to make sure this is just the tagline as we normally talk about, of course, because some of these things are going to be happening to these fellow nerds and ladies. This is the February one. We're going to be having the March update here too, but I want to make sure that I throw a huge thank you to those that are supporting the show, the stream, and everything in between over on the show's Patreon page. That is, of course, right down below. If you're right here on Twitch, if you want to help pledge just a little something, $2, the bottom tier, essentially the same as subscribing on Twitch, gets you all the behind the scenes extra shows. So you get the show notes, which again, we're sort of building the show notes today, but there are the Patreon BTS after shows or pre-shows, depending on what you want to listen to. There's a whole bunch of these right now. You just can click on the tag, the Patreon BTS. This is like the main extra thing that I put together is another podcast, basically, which is just with the guests that I had on for that show. The Taliesin, Evitel, and Brutal one is pretty good. There's like a 2-hour one somewhere lost to the annals of time in here that is just Mike and I talking about Legion and leaving Legion into BFA, which is funny to think about what we talked about year plus ago and what we're having issues with in the game now, which depending on if you think they're issues or not. So we will see how that goes. But some of the rewards that we were doing on Patreon, the biggest one coming up soon, the avatar faces, we're actually going to get a list together soon and be contacting you if you're at that tier above on Patreon. So you have to make sure you respond to probably Z. She'll be sending out the big blast because we don't know if you want a avatar made of your character, say in World of Warcraft, or another game that you play a lot of that you resonate with, or if you want your actual face made into one of the avatar faces. So say, for example, I recently just didn't have this prepared, but I'll grab it. I had in the big branding update, which I'll go over next, I had my new face updated. There it is by Tutron, and it's this style. So I'm actually going to talk like this the whole rest of the show. Just this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You should.
It's like I have a cheat code unlocked, like huge head mode. It's
a bobblehead. Just keep moving it a little bit every time you talk.
Oh, I am. Absolutely is. Yep. So, and if you would like, What? Do you have it on the stream preview? Yeah?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Say
good.
something like really sassy and like do like a Z snap.
Oh my gosh.
Like, move it side to side.
Teutron art is not that good. No, I'm just kidding. So you'll get one of these for supporting the channel as well, which is still, by the time we make the list, I'm pretty sure we don't have like a stipulation on that one that would, if you would like one, then a pledge before Z sends out the list soon, then we'll be able to get you all on the queue that Teutron can put together. So that'll be fun. I do have a stack of things over here to go over, but sweet Jesus, what was that? That was my face. What? Thick brows. Yeah, I know. It's just the style that Teutron does. Mm-hmm. It's really good stuff. Wait, I should swap the background of the Patreon list to the 815 to, oh, I know. Yeah, Crucible. Sage is in chat. He's down there. He's the one that makes that graphic. So he's essentially here to just like take notes of what he needs to start working on like right now. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Wait, can you have it back? Wait, why does Z's room have more swag than yours?
Honey, you don't know. This is like some of my plushies, not even all of them.
If you had to do like head count, how many do you think you have?
Couple dozen. I don't know. Like it goes all the way up to the ceiling. All the Pepes are up there. Winston's, that kind of stuff. Overwatch is at the top. I'll take a picture later and put it on the internets. Okay. Like the ones over here are the newer ones from the last year that don't fit. I have to get more shelving.
Because we don't see all of it in this one camera.
Oh yeah, it goes all the way up. There's 2 more shelves above the ones you can see.
Right.
Well, there's another shelf, and then there's the one above the ceiling, and then there's more here down.
I can't paint the walls in my house. You can't even see the wall barely anyway. It's all covered in stuff. People tell me your wall color is even better than mine. I can't. I
did paint those myself. That's what happens when you own a house. You can like pick cool wall colors and like choose for the alliance.
That's what this show is going to be. I remember like the same thing. Everyone is just going to side with you on everything over me. That's fair.
Well, I mean, there's something called charisma. No, not really. It's called being the new person. Being the new person.
Dang. So
actually, what I do full time when you're not around is to go and get votes to have people on my team versus your team, and so that's what this is all about. Team Z is in full force today.
Huh. Z won the style off simply by having a mini snowball on the desk. This is... Wait. Oh. And it lights up. All right.
I don't have the one that hovers, though. I wasn't allowed to buy that one.
Double wrecked. Oh, man. So, other announcement stuff, depending on if you have the show followed on Twitter or depending on where you ingest or listen to, depending on YouTube or Twitch or whatnot, you may not have heard. So a few things have been updated on the show. You can sort of see them down in the new art, right? So we have the new major, like the overall art banner right here. So all across the branding across the Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, YouTube, all over the place. Wham was updating all of these, but you might see some names there. So recently, just over a month ago now, the show actually partnered up with Elgato. So we do have some awesome Elgato things that I am going to be using all the time. My green screen that I've been using on the sort of the other shows that I've been doing, all the other live stuff I've been doing for like Destiny and Anthem and Division 2 or games that don't work with my crazy overlay. Their awesome green screen is there. You'll also see down below the stream here on Twitch, the entire button suite has been updated. So that was an awesome one. And then more recently, if you haven't heard about this, this is the one I was super nervous about, was that FinalBossTV is also partnered and sponsored by Corsair as well. And that's why I have the new headset on. And funny enough, huh. Interesting. Why is this one still in the packaging? Why is there still a headset in here?
Because you haven't sent it to me yet.
Wow. Because it was water damaged in transit. It's mine. Pog ruined. Oh. That's the weird part.
Right.
See, because this is the thing. I could send it to Z, to my manager, or I could give it away.
He wants those votes back.
Oh, this is what we're doing? We want those votes back? Because on top of that, we are going to be starting up another Twitter giveaway for a Elgato item of your choice. Say, for example, this is the HD60S, the capture card. So if you would like to have a chance to win a piece of Elgato tech of your choice, then you can go, that'll be on Twitter. We had one of those actually recently. Let me go back over here. We did have one. This was the one we had in January. So we'll be plopping another one of those out online. That was for a Stream Deck, for example. The next one, I think, will be between a few different options. So we'll be doing that over there on Twitter for another one of those. That was just a capture card. But see, if Z gets this headset, then what can I give away to people like in chat today or in my Discord, though?
What about something from your desk that's not one of those two things?
Oh, you mean 2 World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth Collector's Editions unopened? Because I have mine.
Yeah.
Underneath the these? Maybe it's these.
Yeah, totally.
Oh.
Those.
Oh, interesting. Help. I can't.
Those things are heavy.
They are actually. Well, because this has the BFA Collector's Edition has the novella, like the hardcover book in it. So there's a huge book in here, not just like the art book. There's a freaking novel. So these, the best way I think that we want to do giveaways going forward that are easily to not control, but to make sure we can get people's information. Twitter is not that bad because of the following, and then we can DM. Facebook is a nightmare, so I don't think we're ever doing a Facebook giveaway ever again. Never. It's so awful. It's so awful. Obviously, we do stuff on Patreon, but they get stuff for their support. But these will be given away soon. If you haven't gotten the gist of this yet, or I guess the theme is it's March and it's my birthday month, so these will be given away in Discord soon. So if you're not in my Discord, then you want to be there. Okay. There we go. Basically follow base Twitter. Well, Twitter, but again, the BFA collection editions are going to be, that's going to be Discord. Discord. And if Z pulls rank, then she gets this headset. But I probably could talk to Corsair and get some other ones. So stay tuned for that one. But the Elgato stuff, definitely go on Twitter. Yeah. Definitely going on Twitter. Wait. Uh-oh. This is where Kin's trying to pull rank.
Wait. Reminds me of the parking, the crosswalks at every convention ever. They always say, wait.
Oh, she's asking if my shirt's the wrong way around. No, it's just designed like this. Why is she focused on? I thought she was gonna.
Ken's like, Bae, have you dressed yourself today?
I did. I put on my comfy shorts and my shirt. I see where this is going. Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that's against Twitch TOS to have Bae take off his shirt and then put it on again right side out.
Correct. Well, unless I'm doing like a workout stream or something that is functionally appropriate for that.
Right, which nothing Bae will ever do is functionally appropriate to take off his shirt.
Wow. I don't know if that's an insult or not. Dang.
It would never be an insult.
Collab with Bajira. Hey, he is part of the Corsair family, and so am I. But he's got his face on mice. I'm not there yet. So if you want to get my face on mice, then the link down below in the YouTube description box or right here on Twitch, if you're looking at getting anything. A few of you actually already have, which is crazy. So thank you very much for that. But it sort of goes hand in hand. If you want my face on mice, then we have to sort of climb that journey together. Climb that journey? I want to say climb that ladder or go on that journey, but I said them intermixed. Bay workout stream when? Question mark. Just take some body paint and smear it on your face. In a way, Zeb. Yep, that's true. Like literal mice, the animal mice go on that ladder. Oh.
I'm having nightmares while awake right now.
You don't like mice? Apparently not. Judging by that face. Oh, man. Would it be a Bay face or a Fire Lord medallion? What if it was both? It would actually be my real face. That's how that works with Corsair. Because there's because Ammunition and Bajira are both big partners with Corsair. That's why you see their faces on stuff. So you'd buy a Fire Lord medallion necklace or a signet ring. All right, Z, you taking notes?
Yep, I sure am. Piece of paper and everything.
Oh gosh, she really is. It's awesome. The other big thing.
Did I give you the necklace that we made for you?
You made me a necklace?
Yeah, that has like it was on a chain or a rope that had a final boss medallion on a medallion.
I don't remember this.
I would have given it to you at BlizzCon.
The only thing I got at BlizzCon was you can't really see it. It's right there. The Rappy-Doo that James gave me. And then actually my Ketsuki lanyard isn't there. Right there is your pin, Z. Right there. I'm pointing at it.
Oh, yeah. I could definitely see it.
Hey!
Actually, I can. Huh.
Yep.
I have robot eyes. I was able to zoom in.
Wait. Zoom in and enhance doesn't work that way.
You mean one of these?
Yes, one of those. Yep. Branding.
Cool.
Medallion on a medallion. Oh yeah, that's what I did. I didn't pick up on that.
I'll send you a medallion on a medallion. My sister makes some.
Okay.
If you like it.
The other sort of big jump that I'm working on right now, actually, I started putting a list together, and actually in this chat that Z and I have together, I posted my PC part picker list because it is finally time to become a real streamer. So hopefully with the help from Elgato and Corsair and this little nugget that came through the mail recently, I'll be able to actually create a streaming PC. So Intel recently did a influencer package with Blizzard, and they sent out a handful of Core i9 Extremes. And I do have one of these now, and it is going to be the foundation for the streaming PC that I can finally have. The weird part about it is I don't know how everything works. I'm going to be talking to Mike about this because I don't know if I would just run the show on the single PC or run everything through the streaming PC. I have no idea how it all works because I have my compressor limiter set up right now too, and my mixer all routed. I have no idea. So that's like the next step. So yeah, great for VR experience. Yeah. So between that and everything else that I've gotten recently, it's finally time to make a separate box that does all the streaming. But that's going to be a process. Buy Final Boss stock now. We're not publicly traded yet, are we, Z?
Not yet. It's scheduled to go live in a couple more months.
Okay, sure. All right. Yet. Yeah.
We're just going to stick with the yet.
Oh, no, Zeb, I'm putting together a entirely separate PC. what you do is you have a PC that plays the video game, and then a PC that does all of the actual encoding and broadcasting. So it's a very separate process entirely. So, but I already have like a 980 Ti that was my previous graphics card. I have now the Core i9 from Intel. I already have an SSD ready for it. I already have a power supply ready. Just got to get cooling and a motherboard, RAM, basically, and a case. And everything that can be will be Corsair, because the PC that I'm already putting together right now is the one that I've been playing on and doing all the show on for well over a year plus now, is almost mostly Corsair anyway. So, yeah, I'm about to talk between... Oh, okay. That's happening right now. Hi, GoRec. There's no sounders on a live show, but it's a thunder battle. But what did he say beforehand here? Yeah, I'm probably gonna talk to Tom and Sonia, and then I'll be talking to Mike as well to compare and contrast what they do, because Tom and Sonia both have 2 gaming PCs that feed into 1 streaming PC. So I'll have to talk to them. For sure. Wait, what happened?
Pain.
Yeah. So I have some friends that I can talk to figure out the best way to put it all together. So nothing happened. Move along. All right, moving along. Indeed. So I have all those set up here. If you haven't seen or utilized the resource now and seen the facelift on the website, which still has a few more tweaks that'll happen soon enough once we get around to getting them all sorted, but we do have just FinalBoss.tv now is the actual website front where everything can be found. We do have to have, we gotta get the sponsors page up next. Additionally though, if you don't know where like the old channel guide went, where all the Discord resources were, for example, like the main linkage, we do have a huge collection of Discord servers that you can go in, check out. Got the friends of the channel, got the other resources here, and of course all of these Spec Discord. So if you were wondering where that went, because I used to have that Google document that had all of them, but it's just right there. You click on the Discord icon, and that's where all the Discord servers are. And we can probably add some more to that soon enough. I think we'll get those sorted and add some more to that so that the resource keeps being curated. And what's the other announcement that I want to go over? Just going through my tabs here. We did just do, and we also partnered with Wowhead for some coverage on certain shows. So like the World First shows, the community events, we are partnered with Wowhead as well. And the Epic WoW Battles of History coming up, that'll be with a Wowhead event. So if you missed the Race to World First, the World First for the Method interview, or the Limit interview, those are both on YouTube. And then if you go to Wowhead, they have a huge post that sort of aggregates everything. If you were curious about how all the different recaps went, all the different commentaries and stats that came out, if you're curious about following this along. And of course, when we get to the Palace of Ajara, or Ajara's Palace, coming up soon, if there's another huge Race to World First, like I would imagine there would be, then you go over to Wowhead and check out all their coverage, because they'll keep all that stuff updated all the time. And that's where all that gets put up. But again, of course, the actual live shows go to the YouTube channel as well. So those get archived right there. There was some hubbub because the VODs on the channel here on Twitch are back to sub-only mode. That's because when the live shows are happening again, there is essentially no ad revenue on YouTube anymore. And because my channel is very much an archive, the biggest point about it is if you want to support what I'm doing here, then you can watch all the VODs just for the sub a month, because there's usually 4 shows a month, right? So, yeah, rip YouTube. YouTube got worse recently, too, because some more big commercial avenues pulled out of doing ads on the platform, too. So, I wonder what that'll affect.
It's an ever-moving target.
Oh, I have no idea. It's just... It's a weird sea to be in. I've been on YouTube now for the same time I've been on Twitch, so like 7-8 years. And it's funny to see where one grows and evolves and diverges and the other one just sort of just like slinks into the mud. So, yeah. Let's see. The Eternal Palace. Is that what it's going to be called? Hopefully it's not like something of something. There's too many of that in here. But the Eternal Palace, and that's the working name we had. I don't remember how many bosses.
Eternal Palace of the mind of the for the
I think it does come up, the Eternal Palace. Yeah. Did we have a note? I don't know how many bosses it was. It was said to be 8 bosses from the original tease that Blizzard gave us earlier this year or end of last year. It was Ian's putting out fires like keynote presentation. Yeah, 8 bosses. 8 bosses. Noted that there's a Naga hatchery, a underwater boss, ? And then Queen Najara as the notable ones. There's a bit of information on the Wowpedia page for the raid coming up soon. There's a little bit of art that showed off as well. But we'll see. Probably not coming out until like August, September. Because we do have the Crucible of Storms mid-April. Is it April, like, was it 16th or something? Let me look. Yeah, 16th is the next little mini raid. It's only 2 bosses, though. So there isn't going to be a race to world first for that. Yep. Underwater boss.
It looks a lot like the bug raid from Miss Pandaria.
Oh, the Heart of Fear. I can't remember what
it's called. Yeah.
The Heart of Fear.
It looks like that to be.
Get to
from someone that hasn't been playing WoW for a while point of view.
Right. Underwater boss has to be an old cracking thing that was part of Cataclysm. It could be. They could be trying to tie up that story. We'll see. It's one of the last big bads in World of Warcraft that it's been around since we've known for a very long time. We've known since like Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3 timeline. Because we dealt with Arthas, we dealt with Deathwing. So Azshara is one of like the last big remaining names that isn't just space demons or old gods, which are kind of one and the same, essentially. But those are the big updates right now. Let me bring over my show notes. Because what I wanted to look at, I should probably look at an old Spec show. Let me bring up an old Spec show here real quick. Because I wanted to really get away. I mean, we had the state of episodes. If you haven't checked those out, that was sort of the first foray into jumping back in to going over Spec shows. Because I didn't want to do Spec shows in old year because the game was in a state. But we did have the healing, the range DPS, the tanking, and the melee DPS Spec shows that were a conglomeration of casters, tanks, melee DPS, range DPS, and we sort of went over a lot of things during there. So you can check those out sort of as a start. The State of Mythic Plus as well. That was sort of which is going to be interesting. Probably should do another one of these because this State of Mythic Plus was definitely way more than the current state of the game with Mythic Plus. So I wonder how that's changed. Might have to do an updated show on that one. Tinfoil hat theory. Yeah, I talk about the other faction coming in. There's some interesting... I don't know if Z's up to date on this kind of stuff, but there is essentially, I would say, like Mass Effect-ish style choices in questing coming up soon in World of Warcraft where you actually choose sides in the game. So there's the Horde, there's the Alliance, there's Saurfang, there's Sylvanas, there's N'Zoth even. So we'll see where the game goes from there.
Nothing near the choose light or dark instead of Horde or Alliance?
I don't mean, well, light or dark would be if you choose N'Zoth or not. That's technically the Void. I don't know.
I like the old T&E theory of choosing the Void or the light versus going with your faction. But I mean, that was a theory from like more than a year ago, so.
Right.
Who knows?
Kin chooses the Scourge. I mean, okay.
Kin would. Kin would definitely.
Let me see. I want to look at Spec show notes and compare, because I do not want to do these again. So if you want to toss out, essentially what I'm looking at here is what sort of questions or topics of discussion are you curious about picking the brains of upcoming guests? So the first things first, too, so you know where we're at and why there isn't a Spec show today. Let me pull up my little conversations I was having. So mages, two of the mages that I want to have on the first Spec show for Arcane Mage were unable to join because of Jaina Progress and being EU. So even that show might be pushed back almost 2 hours, which of course I'll update you guys on when I have it sorted out. But of the next 4 Sundays, depending on if I'm at PAX or not, we have Arcane Mage, Marksman Hunter, Outlaw Rogue, and Demonology Warlock. So on the Mage show, when I was trying to get the Mage show sorted, that the time frame was going to be rough, and EU guilds love to raid on Sundays. So we'll figure that one out to get the mages on. Additionally, for the Rogue show, we couldn't do this Sunday due to just a family situation. So one of the rogues I was going to have on couldn't be here for this Sunday, so we had to push that back a week. Azertharian may not be on all 3 of the Hunter shows, but I think starting off with Azertharian on the first Hunter show makes the most sense for Marksman Hunter. It's been like a contentious back and forth point for Hunters for a very long time. So he couldn't make this Sunday, and Gingy couldn't make this Sunday either today. So we had to push that one back. And then Warlocks, one of the Warlocks I wanted to have on the show is bedridden with the flu, or at least just not able to really exposiate and talk for long periods of time. So for health reasons, we pushed the Warlock show back. So that's where they all are. We should all be able to have them lined up the next, 4 to 5 Sundays in a row. Again, it depends on if I go to PAX or not. And that's where we are with those. And then Z and I had a rough schedule of trying to get through one spec of all 12 classes before we do a loop, essentially. So when we do these 4 pure DPS specs, then we'll have like a tank, a healer, and then a few other DPS, then a tank and a healer, a few other DPS, and then we'll do the 4 Rogue Mage Hunter Warlock again. And then when we do those spec shows, the idea was that we update a little bit of the previous spec show, just like a preamble. But if you have certain questions and thoughts towards what you want to hear these guests talk about, like now is the time, because I want to take some notes on these. Or Z might be taking notes right now as I'm jibber jabbering, which is probably what's going on right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Because
yes.
Yes. Because the thing that I want to do, and in Mr. Pandaria, the show was very guide oriented, where I had like what gear do you wear, or what talents do you use, and all this stuff. Very, very oriented because of the first season of the show. But as it's evolved and Discord has become such a huge thing, as we all know, a lot more of the resources and information in that, like very pinpointed, wear this, don't wear this, take these talents for X situation, take these talents for Y situation, is way more readily available for players of the game compared to Mr. Pandaria into Worlds of Draenor. So that's the stuff that I want to sort of omit from the show and focus more on discussion and banter and just like the awkward things, good, bad, ugly of the specs themselves. Because you can find out on Wowhead, for example, and mirrored by a lot of the guide writers on other sites, especially into the Discords, where they have their own websites for some classes and specs. They have some communities that are proprietary, right? Like mages have Altered Time, those kind of things. Rogues have Ravenholt. The Hunters have True Shot Lodge. There's still an enhancement shaman website being worked on. There's like the Stormworth and Lava for shamans, for elemental. So a lot of that stuff you could just read through. Like, what do I gem? What do I enchant? But I would like the more sort of just out there weird. I want to talk about openers in a section of the show. That would be neat, I think. That's one of my that I want to plop in. Let's talk about openers. Like, how do you open on a boss fight? Because right now, I didn't know to the day that as a marksman hunter, you actually pop one of your cooldowns 8 seconds before the pull starts because you want to go into the fight with essentially a 50-second cooldown instead of a minute-long cooldown, which makes sense, but I didn't know. Just little weird optimizations like that I think would be fun to talk about that are, moments that could spread that sort of discussion into the community. So who are we getting for mages? Let me see. I have to look on my phone because I can't actually use Discord because Discord is hosting this show. But for mages, we have currently set up that so Malon, I want to call him Melon, but his name is Malon, who is the guide writer for Wowhead. And Dutch or Dutch Mangoes will be here as well, who is one of the curators on Altered Time. I do believe our third guest for the mage show will be, I think it's Dikembe, but that was one of the ones we were curious about because these spec shows are going to be 2 to possibly 3 guests. So, but I do believe, yeah, see, Malin said, Deke is good with Arcane, but he needs to be warned to keep it PG because he's opinionated with a crying face emoji. So that's just fine. But so that it should be Dutch, Malin, and Deke. I believe that's what the plan for the first mage show is. Preheat's also in the wings, but I kind of want to bring Preheat on for the Fire Mage show just because it fits. No, I'll bring Preheat on for Frost. I'll bring Preheat on for Frost Mage. That would be weird. That could be fun, though. So that should be good. See, now here's the thing, too. If you also have guests that you would like me to talk to or people you would like to have interviewed, Discord, easiest way to talk to me because anyone can join Discord. If you're a subscriber here on Twitch, you get like the full experience of Discord because you get the purple name and you get all the other channels that only the subs see. So you can't be up in Discord, but if you don't want to use Discord for whatever reason and you have Twitter, then use Twitter. If you have a guest to suggest, of course, if you're on YouTube right now listening to this, then put it in the comment section down below with your suggestions for the show, or do that on Twitter. So if you tell me right now, like an actual suggested person, unless Z's writing all of them down, it's better to, if they have a Twitter, you just at me and them on Twitter, something like that. So bring Preach on for what? Preacher had to come on for Moonkin. He's only playing Moonkin this tier.
Well, or people are just suggesting stuff like in general. They want to see, Caden is someone that was just suggested.
So I talked
Wouldn't be good for specs shows, but in general.
I talked to Caden. He was on Allcraft, I know, and he also sat down with SFan. And I think a lot of the oomph from that layoff period hasn't died down, but it's definitely a little more subdued now. But yeah, I've talked to Caden. He'd be a fun show to bring on. I think that I don't know if it would be a show with just Caden and myself, so I wonder what like an extra guest would be for that sort of a show. Because I wouldn't want to have it be like a weird, I don't want to say negative, but cloudy show, right? Because that's, I think, what a lot of the drama in the community would want, right? Tell us all about all the crap that happens in Blizzard, all the bad things, breaking up. I'm not gonna overcast kind of a show. I wouldn't want to do that. But I did actually DM Caden. We have spoken, so it is a possibility. Yeah, we talked certainly like the day after. I DM'd him on the 13th of February asking if that would be something he'd be interested in. He said, I'd love to, man. That sounds really fun. So I asked him about his tie. I asked him about if the show we could, like, being a CM, maybe something sort of behind the curtain to the degree we actually can, because I don't want to pry too much. And sort of a love song to the company from your perspective. The weird part about this is that when layoffs happened at Blizzard many years ago that Mike Morhaime signed off on, they still eventually got to a point where they rehired a ton of new people. So what I wonder is if some of these employees at Blizzard that were laid off eventually get rehired. I don't know how it's going to work. We'll have to wait and see how the landscape changes over time. But I think that's going to be an interesting one to watch, to see if any of them get picked back up again. But we'll have no idea to know. So there's a new resource called q.gg. It lets you upload your clips and you can mark the clips and analyze them and share with people. It's like YouTube with annotations and drawings. Really? Huh. Looks like it's very, very, very popular for Overwatch. Overwatch, League, and Smash have some. So you upload a clip and you can make annotations. Experience a new way to share videos and get feedback. Huh. So we could possibly look into something like this for, let's say we talk about openers. I could have one of my guests like record their opener if they stream on Twitch. That could be a fun little idea, to have something like that we could actually watch it happen as like a B-roll tool. I like that. I like to see interviews with some more of the MDI guys or Mythic Plus leaderboard figures. For Mages and Mythic Plus, there's a streamer named, is it Dilemma or something like that? I'm sure he'd be game. We'll see again, yeah. Either tell me directly in Discord so we can make a list, or hit me up on Twitter directly, because again, usually I go to the guide writers or the Discord heads, and then we sort of have like a community there that we build a roster of. But in having to do 36 spec shows, 3 mages, 3 warlock, 3 hunter, 3 rogue, 4 druid, right? We'll have to build sort of I don't want to keep having repeat guests as much as I can. Go Right just says, less preach, more word up for everything. Bringing Senpai on for a handful of shows might be possible. Over 36 shows over the rest of this entire year to get those done. There may be some repeat guests, of course. But I also don't want a lot of the same guests, because I do want other perspectives, other different, guild atmospheres that people have learned from and how they progress, and different sort of ebbs and flows. My teeter-totter for guests normally still is, usually I like one guest that is very into either guide or craftiness, and then one that is very progressed, because I sort of fall into a category where I don't do a lot of math myself. I absorb a lot of the math that is done by the shaman community, but I'm like the guinea pig. So, oh gosh, I saw what Sage said. Sage Whammo Teutron show. Well,
man, that's like my life 3 months before BlizzCon until BlizzCon time.
Is what? Talking to those artists all the time? Or
yeah.
It is.
Man, it would be like that would be like your birthday. That's Let's Grill Bay. What's it called? The roast. That would be the Bay roast.
I feel like
that's what we should do for your birthday. It's just roast you.
Oh.
Bring on any person that's ever worked with you, and we'll just do an Uber roast hosted by me, and we'll bring on all of the people to have their 15 minutes of flaming.
Well, you're not wrong, Zeb. I think that would be neat. The thing about this is, and the caveat I was going to get into before Z wanted to talk about flaming me and roasting me. That's fine. I don't think we should do that until I'm like 10 years into this industry, though. Maybe we'll talk about that in 3 years from now. Just shelve that for 2022. I don't know. But that's a light roast. The weird thing that I think people don't understand sometimes too, and I get YouTube comments about this before, and I get tweets sometimes, and like, why didn't you bring on X? Or why didn't you ask why? The two reasons why that happens is because A, didn't know that person existed. B, I asked them and they declined. So not every single person that you may think that they are a player of this caliber or in this skill or in this situation want to come on a show like this. So they just don't want to talk about their experiences or their game knowledge or what. I just want to play the game, right? So that's a back and forth that I think not everyone realizes, that we do ask a lot of people and we do poke a lot of places to find guests for these shows, but not everyone wants to be on a show like this. So, yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah, or sometimes we approach them and they just say, hey, go to this person and this person instead, because that's where I get my info from. So although they might seem like the source of the information, they're actually getting it from a secondary person.
Yeah, they'll defer us to else. Exactly. Yeah, that's happened a number of times where we approach someone and they think they're okay, but they'd rather have as the voice of this episode. So, yeah. Wait, a roast of Final Boss TV would be great. Have to bring in Nobble just to hear his laugh. Yeah. Some people are great theory crafters, but not very open show guests. Sure. And people don't, not all the YouTube commenters or people that just like come by the stream here or there or come by the live shows here and there know that. And we're just trying to be, again, this kind of a show here. We haven't had a sit down like this in over a year. And there's only actually been so many live shows over 2018 because of beta and the launch of the game being rough. So getting back into this flow of having the Sunday shows, not always about World of Warcraft, because we have 36 spec shows to do. We know we have 2 Sundays coming up dedicated to the epic WoW Battles of History, which if you want more information on that one, go check out the year-end special with Brutal, Taliesin, and Evitel. Also, it's just a fantastic show because all 3 of those nerds are fantastic to sit down with and talk about just stuff in general. You can check that out. Of course, we have more information on that coming soon. So, but those shows will sort of be intercut, as well as there'll be some very different type of shows where I'm still trying to break away from only doing World of Warcraft related shows and podcasts. So I have friends of mine that I want to talk to and talk about other games, right? So I'd like to do a show about, like, you know, the other genre I really like to play a lot of, which is the looter shooter genre. I play a lot of Destiny 2 and I'm playing some Division now with the upcoming Division 2 calculus class. Put like 600 hours in the first game, of course. And then Anthem, which has been the interesting rocky topic that has been coming up lately. And so getting a few of those sort of content creators in one space would be neat to talk about. So there's names like Datto and SkillUp and Eric's and Houndish that would be a lot of fun to sit down with. Maybe I bring on Glad and talk about how he just broke the game and got banned in Anthem. Oh boy. So stuff like that I want to pepper in as well. But there are only so many Sundays a year. I know people have asked too, why don't you do 2 shows a week? It would, because I'm not scheduling a podcast with like the same, you know, co-hosts or same people every week, that it has a set schedule. Having to keep scheduling new guests and juggle that around is enough of a headache to make sure we can get good shows together once a week. Doing that twice a week, I don't know. So, oh gosh, do a version of Jimmy Kimmel's mean tweets where you read the most hilariously negative comments from YouTube. I actually, I flag and just remove those comments a lot of the time. So maybe. Wait, Cooking with Adam K, aka Bay, meat beating and roasting 101.
It would be more like sous vide
and
boiling. Well, that is sous vide.
Be cool to have some of the in-depth spec shows to have a Raider, a Mythic Plus player, and a PvPer. So Raider and Mythic Plus player sometimes overlap a lot. Specifically, there are obviously 2 different camps there. The PvP player, probably way more difficult to actually lock down due to either the ecology and ecosystem that those players come from, them not being interested in doing a show like this, or the very few of them that would be interested that could fit that mold. It wouldn't be every single show. So, but that is a interesting one. Because I don't know enough about PvP as well. I know, so it's brought up that PvP isn't really covered on my show a lot because I don't know enough about it to talk about it, and don't want to try to make a show about something I can't speak of myself. That's sort of like my little side note, is that I talk about endgame rating in World of Warcraft a lot because I'm at a tier that knows a lot about it, so I can actually have a back and forth. But in PvP, I'm just like, Enhancement Shaman was nerfed because it was too strong. Discuss. And I don't know anything to talk about, so.
Do you think it'd be helpful to have something similar to like you had on your website previously with the suggest a boss, ask
the
a
old
boss?
School. Well,
not necessarily the forum, but even like a Google Doc that if people want to suggest a person to bring on the show for a certain spec, or even suggest a community person.
They can already do that right now. The general chat in Discord is tagged that it's the general discussion open to everyone, and it's the Ask a Boss section. So normally, like what I did with the Limit and the Method World First shows, I'll at the channel, and if you have questions, you can submit them there. But you can always submit things randomly whenever. So that's sort of just how that's open to be discussed. I don't know if we need a forum for that. That was definitely how the old show worked, but we didn't have Discord back then. So
okay, we want to funnel everyone into Discord, even if they are currently not. I guess what I'm just thinking is like for those that just will never join Discord, have something available, though we can just have as a link on the site. Maybe they'll be willing to go on the site if they're not willing to go on the app.
Wow. Sage, please. Maybe. That's what's because I have Twitter that I'm very reachable on Twitter, and of course very open on Discord for both of those. So I don't know. I mean, maybe. I think the Google document stuff is going to come more into play when we start doing signups for Epic WoW Battles of History, since I will need up to 29 other alliance, and so will Ryan with Horde. So
yeah, I'll basically need to recreate Open Raid in a sense. Like we had Open Raid signups for that previously, whereas that site doesn't really. Yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be something that I'm good at.
Yeah, Lefty says, really enjoyed the show. The way the show went with Cox and Krendor, it remained informative, but seemed less mechanical. Well, yeah, it's because Jesse and Krendor are very experienced podcasters and YouTubers for many years. They're good at filling dead airspace with... Well, I mean, I barely talked in that whole episode. That was what I actually prefaced the episode with, that I was like, this is one of the easiest episodes that I ever had to do. I'll bring up a question, and then I could just not talk for an hour if I really wanted to. And that's how that show would go. Now, that show was a whole lot of fun to put together. I'm glad I got to sit down with both those guys. Hopefully I can do it again sometime. Oh, and Zeb said, if you're going to get YouTube hate, you might as well make a profit from it. Forehead. Oh. That requires an editor, which in a way, I have an editor right now. I'm not going to play the touchmyweenus.avi highlight now, but if you haven't been around the live stream recently, you will be noticing that there's going to be clip compilation montages also going up on YouTube. The first one was made by Chew, sort of on a whim, and I propositioned him to make more of these if he would like to. I'm not going to try to like lock them down or give him suggestions or whatever. It's totally up to him. And in a way, I bet Bijou might weigh in on that somewhat and make these highlight compilation montages. And the first one I thought was really funny. So I don't know. We'll see when we get two sort of in the can to give him some time to keep working on them. Then I'll start posting them on YouTube. And if you're in Discord or you're on Twitter, you'll get a link to them and stuff like that too. Or you have me subscribed on YouTube, you'll find them. Those are very popular in this day and age right now, the Twitch clip compilations. So that's coming. I know it's been a long time. There's hundreds of stupid clips in Discord that my stream puts together. So, oh, TI is here. My question is, does Zillions think you have a great or gross weenus?
Whatever your opinion is, TI, I share the same.
Wow. That's such just okay. Very democratic answer. Or not even actually, because you didn't actually answer the question. I don't know how that works. I don't know how politics works. Oh man. Yeah, write that down, write that down. This is the only show I've ever watched from you ever. This one right here, Chewbacca? Wow.
That's to start on a high note. I don't even know. So, Faye, what do we want to do for your birthday this year? You remember your birthday celebration with Whammo and speedrunners?
Oh no. I think
3 years ago now.
I don't know if I have that image backed up. I actually went through and moved a lot of my old stuff. Yeah, I don't have it on this computer anymore. God, the picture of me photoshopped over Deadpool, but my face in front of the fireplace. Oh, the cringe was real.
Oh.
That's an old one.
I'm glad you got rid of it.
Oh, so am I. Yeah, I don't even have it in here. No, all my stuff is very not that anymore. Oh boy, yikes. But Secret Santa birthday. That's not wait, you don't Base birthday idea, get absolutely hammered into Mythic Plus viewer keys. So I don't drink on stream really though. I've had like 2 glasses of wine in my history of being a broadcaster, and that's just for fun. So I don't know, that side of Twitch I've never really experienced before. So
it'd be your Twitch sings I can't think of the word.
Premiere?
Your premiere on Twitch sings.
I don't know about that. Just up it to 2 bottles and you're good to go. Wow. 2 glasses to 2 entire bottles. Oh, yeah, I had some soju before, but that's like water that's spicy. Drunk LFR is pretty fun with a few friends. Less fun for the rest of the raid, but still. Drink so much, you think eating the squid is a good idea. I don't think I could ever I would get tired and fall asleep before that was a good idea. Not happening. Make it cultural. Drink a bottle of sake. Does that make it cultural?
Seems like the people have spoken. They want you to do a viewer raid.
Well, viewer raid is fine. I think they want me to get drunk is the actual underpinning discussion there. That's what's coming through. That's what I'm picking up. So I don't know about this. I don't know about this at all.
Well, it'll be the month of giving. Of some sorts because of your birthday being this month, and you have a lot of giveaways to do.
It's true.
And for your actual birthday itself, we will be giving back to your Twitch community by doing some sort of viewer activity.
Oh gosh, now Lefty's just Twitch sings duets with Word Up, Preach, Novel, and others.
There you go.
I don't think Mike has the cojones to do Twitch sings.
Someone clip that and send it to Mike.
Word Up might. No, I know Novel will. Novel has no shame. I've hung out with him in the IRL MMO enough to know that he'll do it. Call him out. Yep.
I don't know if Bay actually has the cojones to do Twitch sings.
I was just singing the other day on stream. We watched enough K-pop where I'll randomly sing to it. How about a truffle shuffle every hour on the hour? What is people? I don't know what. Chewbacca just yells things in chat. It's just his thing. That's all he does. Oh gosh. How about you dress up as Zelda eventually, jerk store? Did you call me a jerk store? Oh, that has been a thing. I do have like almost that entire costume set up, except the wig. It's all in the
right,
closet.
because you're not dressing up as Link, you're dressing up as Zelda.
Correct.
What do you need still? I'll make that my job and get it for you.
I think we have.
You are behind on that.
Yes, but there are other things that are a little more important than me dressing up as Zelda.
Well, I mean, it's a debt that you owe to your community.
Oh.
So is it the wig? Because I mean, I have a cosplayer that I live with that could help with the wig, and then we could just like get it ready and then ship it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the wig that you need?
I'll have to double check. Because we bought
have the dress.
Yeah, we bought that. We bought that a while ago.
Okay.
And the ears.
And the ears. You have the ears.
Yes.
Okay. Buy Bay blonde wig.
Well, it has to be the Zelda. We were doing the we were doing Breath of the Wild Zelda, weren't we? No, we didn't do Breath of the Wild Zelda. We were doing sort of the classic one, weren't we? I think I can go look.
Yeah, you'll have to like show me a picture of the dress you bought.
That's a weird sentence.
Basically, yeah.
And the one we have is I think it's the classic one. It's the one with the tiara. So it's the brown wig that's needed. It's the brown one. It'd be the brown hair wig, yeah. So I think it's the sort of the classic, the two braids. Because it has the big shoulder pauldron things. Yeah.
And do you have the tiara?
I have to go check and see if that came in the package.
Okay. Yeah. All right, tiara ?
Oh gosh, yeah, I did. I bought this thing February last year. I shouldn't have said that.
It's been over a year. Okay.
Been. Yep, I guess so.
That'll happen. Yeah, because it's really easy, like for us to take the wig and like do the braid parts, and then basically like have that ready, and then put it in the. We even have like a foam head. We'll put it on the foam head, strap it down, put it in the box, ship it to you. You take it out, put it on your own head, you're done. Put the tiara on, put the dress on.
It's gonna be a bearded Zelda too, because I'm not shaving my face.
That's expected.
Yeah, that's probably part of the charm. So.
And don't you have to like dye your hair purple?
That's still one that is on the horizon, yeah. Even though now I would only be dyeing like the top. I'd only be dyeing like where my hair is. I wouldn't dye the sides. That's just mostly skin. That's the best kind of Zelda. Bearded Zelda. We don't kink shame around these parts of the internet, so. Bay body painting. Pretty sure a little too much chest hair for that. Also, does it count as body painting if someone else is doing it to you? I thought most body painting stuff is done like by yourself.
I don't think there's a requirement for you having to do it to yourself.
You should do a Boss Ross art show. I see what you did there. Oh, now waxing chest hair stream. Huh. Hopefully you get enough ideas and stuff from chat that was the purpose of this show, because now it's just pandering.
No, I mean, plenty of notes. All of it regarding specs and those shows.
Not me waxing my chest.
I didn't write that down.
Good. All right, good.
But, buy a Bay Zelda wig. Tiara ? Definitely on the list.
Have donors decide the amount of wax used with each pull. Or the speed that the wax gets pulled off.
That sounds awful. And you would definitely need someone there to do that with you.
Right.
Because you would chicken out after the first pull. No offense.
Write that down, Sage. Yep. That's funny. That seems like something that I would do with like a St. Jude charity stream, though. That could work. Oh, Bay versus Brutal cooking stream? Oh, Ryan has nothing. He would get destroyed.
You think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Destroyed. All he eats is baby food now, right? They have all that baby food left over from when Isaac was younger. That's all he eats all the time. He's not cooking anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Indeed. Ryan's a dad. He only knows how to make chicken nuggets, baked beans, and chips. You only cook 2 of those. Also, is that a self-reflection, Sage? Because you're also a dad? Something you want to say?
It would be interesting to do something like the like Iron Chef America, and like have an ingredient that's hidden and you have to make something interesting out of said ingredient, and it be something that neither of you would know nothing about. Like you would be really excited to have a steak and try to have to cook that because you would do great with steak, and Ryan would do great if we gave him like taco meat, which is beef, obviously beef. So give you both something that's super weird, and you would both flounder around and not know what to do. Like flounder, you wouldn't know what to do with flounder.
Yeah, I would. I don't know how to prepare it, though.
That's the point.
Oh,
Writing that down. Iron Chef Twitch.
I mean, they did, because Mike actually did that, the Warcraft cookbook episode like a year ago when the cookbook came out. They made a couple of different things. Was it Taliesin and Noble and Alex and Laws involved in that?
Mm-hmm.
That was a crazy
it was really
video.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And they actually made food and it was edible. I was surprised. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was Bellular as well. The Fat Boss guys, T and E were there. Yeah. Okay. The Christmas special was awesome. I remember watching it. It was like a year plus ago now, though. You have the cookbook. I need to cook from it. That's the plight of most cookbooks, is you get them as a gift or you get them for yourself and then you never use them.
I have the Hearthstone cookbook and it seems more my style because it's like tavern food, and I would really like to cook from it.
It was a Hearthstone cookbook too?
Yeah. Yeah. It came out after the WoW cookbook.
Okay.
And there's, Hearthstone-y stuff. That's all I'm going to say about that because I don't know anything else about it.
Did they have
the thing about tavern food versus like, Dalaran buns? Like I'd be better at making appetizers versus the fancy stuff that's in the WoW cookbook.
I don't have the WoW cookbook myself. I don't believe so. Wow, Gorek. Not even gonna
Gorek.
I'm not even gonna. Yep. Don't. Yep. That's where this is going. Also, Chewbacca said it's not beef. It is actually taco meat.
Oh, okay.
To correct you on what you said about Ryan. Yeah.
It's true, though. I mean, according to Ryan, beef is taco meat. He uses it for nothing else.
Yes. Probably true. Dress up as Nomi. Nami. Bring Nobble on. Have a cooking show. Nami and Nobble's Nibbles. What would... I don't know about that one. I'll have to get Nobble's permission. We'll see about that. Some of the good ideas. Not enough time. Oh, darn. I got a Photoshop open. No. Let's go. Wouldn't they burn the place down if Bay dressed up as Nami? Possibly. Could be a thing. But outside of that, I think... I don't have any more updates. We have an Elgato giveaway on Twitter this month. And for the next number of months. We have, of Corsair giveaway that I'm going to confirm. I have the I keep saying this because there were so damn many of them, but all the holiday cards were already sent out. It's all the Patreon bundles. Those are almost done. I think I dropped them all off, and those will all be out to you soon enough. The next design, we have a few artists in mind that I need to poke one of them in particular to see if they are able to actually do a commission, because we do need our spring design coming up. The spring starts in a number of weeks. So there'll be a new apparel design coming out from a totally different artist, mostly because I would like to use the artist I'm currently using, but they have other projects to do, or they're too busy. So we'll do that. We got the 2 BFA collector's editions to give away in Discord this month. So you want to be in Discord for that. You got your holiday card like last week. Pog. There's a couple of them actually that went off into the nether. I know one went to the wrong address, which is unfortunate. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. You could play You Laugh, You Lose with Preach. Oh man. It would have to be like a mix of clips that are funny as a Brit or clips that are funny as an American, though, because the humor differential there is interesting. Because they'll probably laugh at different things. Are you spamming Kel for Kel Fabulous, Sage?
Of course.
So, actually, hold on. Because I was actually talking to Kel not too long ago. Let me bring up our DMs, actually. We were talking at the end of January, actually. And there is a totally different side project that Kel and I were working on. Or talking about working on. So I don't know if it would be an apparel design, although I think the potential for one of those in the future could be a thing. However, there is something else still that I can't talk about just yet. That would be between Kel Fabulous and FinalBossTV. So, but make sure we have a note of that if you didn't put that down too. I remember, because we haven't talked in like a month. So I want to follow up on that one. Clips that are funny for a Brit and clips that are funny for a Florida man. Wow. So many new announcements of things going on all the time. Like apps all the time. And all I'm doing is trying to get caught up with stuff, because I have some YouTube stuff that still has to be caught up on and edited and posted, which is sort of the half goal today after the show, is to be able to post this show tomorrow on YouTube and then be able to start catching up on the other YouTube posts that I have to make. Because all the kill videos from Mythic Forward that we've done in the guild, right? Because we're on Stormwall. Stormwall blockade probably falls tomorrow as of recording this. And then we're on Jaina Proudmoore for Mythic. Is that going to London for the week that I was gone, like almost 10 days essentially, set a huge roadblock on how I record and edit our first kill videos. So it's kind of weird to post these now like 3 to 4 weeks after they've happened, because they're still to be the first kill. And they're going to look way different than stuff is now. But again, YouTube is an archive for me. So that's just sort of a timeline. So I'm going to get those going on. Auction off some of your props and donate the profits to charity. I don't know if I have any props, though. Mike has props. I don't really have props. I have 2 automatons.
Maybe he's talking about your shelf of stuff.
Oh, I mean, well,
create stuff.
The nerd wall behind me, a lot of stuff is from conventions, or a lot of it originally was from loot boxes, loot crates back in the day. But or they're like actually stuff from like my family. Like the Pikachu that's always up there, he has a Corsair beanie on right now. Go look at that Corsair link down below, by the way. That's my brother's from when he was younger. So it's family stuff. I don't know about that. I mean, maybe. Florida man drinks 8 beers and fights a crocodile.
That sounds like a Sunday to me.
Is it?
Just kidding. In Texas, we drink 8 beers and fight Democrats.
Yeah, I don't think it's crocodiles around for
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah.
Armadillos?
Armadillos? Could be. Auction some looty posters. Maybe after I get to my goal weight. That'll be a separate Patreon. Yep. Just be sure your blockade kill video is from a dead in the water POV. Huh. So supportive. I appreciate that.
You could add NSFW tiers to your current Patreon, although I will no longer help you with Patreon if you decide to do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I'll do Snapchat Premium. There you go. That's where the money is. That's where all the ad revenue from YouTube went. Yeah, Snapchat Premium. But unless anyone has any questions, comments, or suggestions, again, listening to this audio only or on YouTube, comment on YouTube or hit me up on Twitter or in Discord if you have thoughts, questions, topics you'd like to be discussed on the upcoming shows. Because the idea is that those foundational elements that you suggest would be essentially in every single Spec show. So, because the idea is what I want to make for all 36 of these shows, barring some tweaks here and there and whatnot, because obviously there'll be hotbed topics when a Spec show starts. Like right now, Demonology is, how does having permanent bloodlust feel? Right? Stuff like that. But for the most part, I would like a really locked-in skeleton so that every Spec show has a lot of the same discussionary points that we get to bring up with each one. Obviously, like tanks and healers and ranged and melee might have a different archetype. But for the most part, if you're a DPS healer or a tank, you have a show to look forward to that has a lot of the topics that you've helped curate. So that would be the goal here, so that they have more of a congruency, because before I would always sort of make them up every single show. So, and that's what we're looking for here with suggestions and things that people want to hear, what you guys want to hear, and that will be the foundation for the shows going forward. What is Theydrin saying? How about tips about becoming better at said class or spec, or how to become better at rating or Mythic Plus? There's some general pointers we can pick apart from there for sure. Or different niches. Niches. Itches? Different itches a spec can cover if only with a specific talent. Then there's that as well. Otherwise, without the talent stuff. Niche to niche or not to niche. Yeah. How to potato, tomato. How to read, and read. English is weird. Words are weird. Niche.
Yeah, those Irvine people say like niche, and it drives me nuts.
What do you say,
like,
Z?
I say niche. I was taught niche in grade school. But, Mr. Ian says niche. And so I can't, second guess Mr. Ian. So therefore, I don't say I anyway is wrong.
Okay. So. Okay. So. Okay. Oh, gosh. Now chat's just.
Okay, Josh.
No, that's Ian. Ian does that. Josh is the.
But you're like, okay, so.
Yeah. That's Ian.
But.
Sounds cool.
I was playing my shaman the other day.
Yeah, there it is. Where's Evitel? She does the best Josh impression.
She does. Yeah.
She's the best Josh impression, And for those tuning in, the lady I'm sitting down with, this face, this is my manager. This is Zillions. We do a couple of these shows now and then. We haven't done one of these in like a year. So
yeah.
Thought it was good to connect and go over giveaways and things and get a lot of feedback about the upcoming shows on the horizon. Did you know Josh plays a shaman?
He does.
I'd
like to do a shout out if you wouldn't mind.
Of course, yeah. We're just
about okay.
Of course.
Okay. Well, since the last show that I was on, I became the owner of an esports organization. And so check it out if you haven't. They're called Hyper Esports. They're on Twitter. It's at FeelTheHypeGG. And it's a US and Australian esports organization. And we have teams in Fortnite, Call of Duty, CSGO, Smash Brothers, and we're expanding to other games. We're recruiting for a Mythic Plus team currently for World of Warcraft to do the MDI. And yeah, I'm the owner and really excited to see where this goes. I've been doing it for more than a year now. So hopefully we're going to be doing great things. And it's really exciting for me to have this kind of as my potential, future in career future, being that my previous goal in life was to be a WoW community manager. Some of that has kind of changed being with the different positions available at World of Warcraft and Blizzard. Yeah, kind of have to reassess what I want to do with life. And so esports has been what I've been doing in the last year and doing esports stuff. And it's really a lot of fun. So check them out, Feel the Hype GG. Or you can go to our website at feelthehype.gg. And yeah, give us a follow. We're going to be streaming on Twitch at /hyperesports. So
this is
that's my plug.
It was a crazy. So about a year ago, I know this had started down this path. So it's awesome to see where the Hyper versus Method, Z versus SCO show idea.
God. We're not method level yet.
When you started with that as definitely a side project well over a year ago, it's crazy to see how far it has come. So hopefully that keeps moving forward. I have no idea how any of that works and how much that takes your time now, because when you and I compartmentalize and get together for meetings and work over stuff for the show and the stream and everything in between that I do here, definitely a totally different subsection of that. And you have to do all the Hyper Esports stuff, different little chunks. You also you're still working with the Lost Codex boys, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, being that it's not right before BlizzCon, haven't worked with, you and them as much as,
mm-hmm.
September and October timeframe. But
sure.
Yeah, definitely still working with everyone I was working with before. But being that it's springtime, it's a lot more of an active season for esports. So
right. Yeah, but it's definitely a bit of
what I do.
Well, we have plenty of stuff to get sorted with the art updates, website updates. We also have the huge rebranding push. We have the Patreon rewards coming out. We have multiple giveaways this month in March. There are still some pending giveaways that I got to poke some people to get information from. We just did a big Hogris, the Swine of Good Fortune mount giveaway, World of Warcraft, where we gave away 7 of those, 5 on Twitter and 2 on a live stream. So those little pieces have to get checked off the list. But once I get caught up with the YouTube video stuff and getting these Patreon bundles out, we'll start working on the next ebb and flow of those for those avatars that the higher tier patrons get, as well as the spring design and the to be unannounced, all the details with the Epic Wabows of History and the side project with Kel. And even Sage is also trying to resurrect, in a way, the WoW 3D tool that was my huge big push many years ago. Of course, with War Crimes, I talked about the whole War Crimes project a lot more in a separate episode that Atomi and Nobble piped in on. You can go check that out, of course, on YouTube as well. So there's a lot. So when I go over there's only as many hours in the day that I can work on anything else besides just broadcasting. But peek behind the curtain of all the things that are on that list that we have to work on. And a lot of it wouldn't happen if I didn't have Z helping me, because a lot of this stuff has been so organized since I'm not doing this by myself anymore. Did Sage just say yeet?
He did. I cringed.
Are Brits allowed to say that?
Yeah, they are. We let them. You just judge a little bit.
Definitely judge a little bit. My 7-year-old says it. Does that make you I don't know if that makes you a bad dad. Wait, so I made your cage smaller. Oh no. Oh God. Come on, chat. In a wave now. Oct. They made the English language. I say they're allowed to butcher it too. Oh, can that be a goal?
We speak American over here.
Merkin. Yeah, apostrophe Murikan. Merkin. Can we get a goal for that on the stream? Oh, to donate to the new 3D tool on a birthday stream. Oh, well, I mean, or we can do 10 gifted subs by Theydrin. That's also a way he can break the yeet wave. I like that. The Yeetstrin. No. Damn. You know, it's the end of like a 90-minute show when it's just controlled by chat now. But hopefully we get some good...
Because it hasn't this whole time.
Integrated. They are sort of a guest on the show today. They don't usually guest on the Spec shows, and they weren't part of the World First shows that much because they had 3 guests, so that's fine. They get their little time to shine. But to answer Lefty's question, the initial estimates on finishing this project are probably way more lofty than I originally thought of, mostly because how much was or wasn't done back in the day. So Sage and I will figure it out and work on it, because it's developing an entire program, essentially. A lot was done, a lot of groundwork was laid, but to really get it out there, it quite clearly comes down to man hours, right? Coding hours. So chat controls you 24/7. I don't know about that, but there's lots of projects all happening at the same time, and only have so much time to dedicate to each one. And again, this year I might be traveling 6 to 10 times. So you can almost scratch off an entire month of potential time to do anything besides those conventions and those events and things. So there's the Extra Life charity event that I want to go to here in Orlando, and there's also the St. Jude Play Live that I would like to go to, which we need to follow up on emails. That's one thing huge on the list right now. Is later today I want to do tons of email following up. So it's going to be a bit of a back and forth on just streaming and making YouTube videos, right? This stuff, or it's going to events this year. You know, guest, without us, you'd be nothing. Nothing, I say. I mean, you're not wrong. Get a number and let us know, since others will be using it. Might be well for crowdfunding. Potentially. It's a crazy idea, because all we have right now is the model viewer. I know that thing is held together with duct tape, spit, blood, sweat, tears, and prayers of graphic artists and animators everywhere. But trying to upgrade that to a real program would be interesting. If only Blizzard's, team would just let us have machinima tools like other big games do. But that's up to them. So, shows for other games, definitely. I mean, you weren't here maybe when I went over at Theydrin. I definitely still would like to do shows about, like, I would like to sit down with Spazzy, or say like Houndish or Datto or Skill Up. So, and they cover totally different games from World of Warcraft, but obviously they're still within my wheelhouse of things that I just like to cover. Obviously, there are certain avenues that I could interject that would like raise the viewer count, but I'm not going to just go for those specifically. I want to make the shows that I want to make. Because right now, if I made a show that was about Apex Legends, that would probably do really well, but I know nothing about the game other than the stuff that I've watched. And I don't know anyone that's playing the game other than the YouTubers I've watched that play it. But that really would make good for a show other than just like nonsense and banter. So, or like a Fortnite show. People have asked me about doing that before. I'm like, eh. So, I'm not sure. Damn it. Ever since I started doing like the okay, so I keep saying so now. The Ian infection, or it's also the Taliesin infection. It's gotten to me.
Owl infection.
Just terrible. That's really all I have today. The announcements, the updates, the branding, the side projects, the below the stream updates, the Corsair and Elgato partnerships. If you want to help the show, the stream, everything in between in so many different ways now, of course you can, because there's DBH, which we went over this the other day. Actually, I probably should do that on stream because Chewbacca brought this up the other day and he was unaware of this is how it works. So let's actually do this because this is one question that I've gotten a few times. I wonder if we can actually get our art on DBH updated. Probably not. I bet
we can.
Can we?
Yes.
We'll see about that. That's on the list. But if you go to designedbyhumans.com and you go to the shop and you go to FinalBossTV, right, to the merch store, and you're like, I want to buy a Fade Lead design, but it's only a t-shirt, right? That's not the case. Because you actually click on the art that you would like, and then up here is where you get tank top shirts, baseball tees, sweatshirts, art prints, phone cases, stickers, and then of course you have the style of the shirt involved as well. Because the problem the other day is like, I would like to get hoodies, but hoodies aren't listed specifically because they're in the sweatshirt category, and then they're either in pullover or zipper. So you pick and choose and design based off of the art you would like first. So that's one thing. I don't know if that was very clear in the past. That's how the apparel store works, is you just pick the design and then you tab through all of that as well. Because we're going to have...
And by the way the zippers work is they print right over it. I actually have a test print of the way they do that.
Ooh,
If you want, I could pull it out of my closet in a second. So like that art, this one that you had right there, you know, it's one picture and there isn't a space for where a zipper would be. The way they do it is they have their sweater and they lay it flat and then they print over it. So there's a very small amount of space that doesn't have anything on it. But it doesn't really interfere with the picture very much. So if there's a design that you just really like and it doesn't have a space in between, it still would work out as a zip hoodie thing.
The only ones that are not that style would be the all overs. So the original, we should probably do, oh no. Do we design, because I have the new art, I have the new key art for my face. Do we make an all over Bay face version 2? We
could.
Do we do this? I don't know. Because the one that's up there right now is the old version. I don't know if we, did we do that?
I mean, I really think that there should be like the classic, you know, previous all over Bay face.
Of course, that's not going to go anywhere. Yeah,
and there should be a new one that's different. Like the faces should be bigger or something.
Oh, no.
A new version of the all over face.
Well, boxers and undies and stuff, that's an unlock on Patreon, because we had actually been trying to talk to 2 or like 3 different places. I know we had looked at MeUndies before, because you can make customized underwear, but that's an unlock on Patreon. So if you want to get that and then be on this graphic and then get stuff every month and then get underwear with my face on it or who knows what, then that's the Patreon pledge. That's the unlock there. So we have to essentially buy those beforehand, right? Those aren't printed on demand. We have to sort of inventory those, I think.
I have to look at MeUndies again because I don't recall the other places besides MeUndies were the ones you had to buy inventory of, and then you would have to ship them out yourself.
It is true, though, James. Tia is the only person you've ever seen wearing that shirt. Probably true. Probably true, yeah. Most likely. But we'll have new stuff coming out. And we'll check. But that's what Tia was saying. We'll have to look at that as well. But that's been up there for a long time. The next unlock is the Final Boxers and Final Undies. They'll be made, you better believe it. That is that next unlock, because I think we have to sort of not only get the art made for them, but then also pay for them, essentially. So what you're saying is all we need... Wait, so you're saying is we need to go there in person and tell them, make MeUndies with this guy all over them. No, we would we would do that ourselves. We would make that a thing. But we would do that. Don't get weird.
It's already weird.
Well, trailer and cinematic breakdowns as well for WoW and other movies would be difficult because copyright problems, right? Because that's how, like, say, Everything Wrong With, Everything Right With, those two YouTube creators that I watch a lot, they have movie clips in their videos, and I think can still monetize them because they all are like less than, I think it's like a 15-second rule or something, or less, to actually use someone else's work in your own work. I don't know. Copyright laws. Yeah. Can we copyright? Can we copy strike? Ugh! It's a whole different gray area. But more, I mean, if you're talking about other trailers and cinematic breakdowns like that, I would like to do the one by Neil Blomkamp for Anthem. That'd be cool. But again, this is the other sort of double-edged sword of doing this. The more people want side content, the less streams happen. So unless I start doing a Pally Time, and Pally Time will do his recording sessions for YouTube on Twitch while live streaming. But I also have to work that out in the future. How do I record while streaming when I have a 2-box system? So can I clone myself? That way you can push more content that we demand. Z, you want to make a note of that? You can make a note.
No. We only need one of you in the world.
Wow.
One of you is plenty for us. Our hearts are already full.
Oh, okay. You turned that around at the end there. I see what you did there. All right.
Yeah.
One is too many. Right. Well, on that note, I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah. I think we're done.
I think we're done. So I'm going to hit this button here that, wait, this one. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 181. Sort of a very different, like these little update, chill giveaway talking about behind the curtain a little bit, behind the scenes kind of thing. And my name is Adam K.A.K. Bay, and I was joined today by my manager face. That's Zillions. You can go follow her on the Twitters at Zillions with 2 Z's.
The Zillions.
You don't say that.
I do, actually, a lot. The Zillions. Or ZZ-Illions.
ZZ-Illions? Are you trying to pull like a ZZ Top here?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. You need like your own theme music then. Oh, are you?
The sunglasses and like the really long beard.
Yeah. You could do it. No, now, okay. Is Sage still here? Uh-oh. I think there's a Photoshop incoming.
I'll deal with it. That's fine.
But that's going to be it for us. Again, of course, leave your comments down below on the YouTube video if you have thoughts for upcoming spec shows, thoughts, suggestions for guests, things you want to talk about, or hit me up on Twitter or in Discord. We're going to have the BFA Collector's Editions in Discord as a giveaway. We're going to have another Elgato giveaway coming up soon on Twitter. And then I think this might have to be Z's. So I'll have to talk to Corsair if I can do something with them for some giveaway order and stuff. But again, huge shout out to Corsair and Elgato for amping up the stream, and a big shout out to Intel for that crazy i9 processor, because that's going to be the foundation for the streaming rig that I am building that will finally be able to do pure real 60 FPS stream without any hiccups. Hopefully, looking forward to all that. But I don't know how to do this show with that setup. That's going to be, I'll have to figure that all out. But next week and many weeks to come, we should be having these spec shows coming back again with your feedback to help make those show notes. I'll give it a few days to like percolate online and whatnot, and then we'll make the skeleton and I'll go from there. And of course, if you're on Patreon, you'll be able to see what we formulate and make for those BTS show notes, because you can actually see the show notes. But for me, for everyone else watching, Z, you got anything else you want to sign off with? Anything you want to say?
No, thanks for having me on, Faye.
Yeah, that was it's kind of a last minute thing because of the schedule stuff. So I appreciate your face.
No problem.
But thank you very much for watching. And until next week, everybody. It's only 2 of us can do this, so it's, you know, not a whole lot of it, but bye-bye. Bye-bye. Wait, there you go. Yeah. We got there.